I was just like, okay, I'm
You-
done with this process.
You were
I'm
willing to
tired.
give up.
I'm willing to give up.
Yeah.
And I have a different experience because I didn't go undergrad
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
So my path is kind of different. I went to undergrad back in Indonesia. And I know for sure that I want to take my master's right after I graduated. So I didn't think about like getting a
Right.
job at all.
Yeah.
I'm just like studying and studying.
That's how it should be, you know? Just focus on your studies, right? And then like, if people just get competitive, they try to get these internships and get ahead of the game. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, but yeah, my friends, a lot of them are probably just like yours.
Hmm.
They're pretty high achiever. They got
Yeah.
their jobs before they graduated, and back then I was like, I don't care. I just want to go out of this country. I want to experience more things outside. I want to take my master's abroad, and that's my focus at that time. So I definitely have a different experience, different path. I basically got my offer from the university pretty easily. I mean, getting a job is much more difficult than because you're paying the universities. There will be one that will accept you, no matter what.
Yeah, it's just how low you would go.
Exactly, right? So yeah, it's because I've experienced that, and also trying to get my first job. I definitely can compare that.
Yeah.
It's not as anxious as
Right.
trying to get a job.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
after graduated from masters, I tried to get my job.
Mm.
I did do my internship, but it's not. It's back home. It's in Indonesia, so it's not gonna be helpful for me if I want to get a job here. Well, it will be as like resume fillers, but it's not gonna land me a full-time job, right? Because it's not here. It was pretty scary moments for me. Like for me, it's like if I don't get a job within 3 months, and I will run out of money and go
Right.
back to Indonesia,
Right.
and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But thank God I got the job
Right.
pretty quickly.
Okay.
a
good.
month.
Good for you.
Good
for
a
you.
month, a
Right.
month-ish after. Well,
Yeah.
I got the full-time offer after a month of job searching period after I graduated. But the scary part for me is actually waiting for the EAD when you apply for STEM OPT, which is
Yeah.
the thing that
Yeah.
the visa, I guess
The work
working visa
authorization.
for
Work
students.
authorization, yeah.
Work authorization. It didn't come until March or something. I graduated December, got the offer January, and I didn't get that card, the authorization, until March or something. Like I waited quite a long time for that. And although yes, I got the offer, but without that, I will not be able to
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah.
it's crazy
Yeah.
moment. But at that time, it's something that out of your control
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. For me,
Right.
it's just I already done my part. I
Right, done
submitted
your
the
part, yeah.
document.
It's even more frustrating, right? Because it's like, wow, I did all this, and then this thing that is just
Yes.
came out of nowhere. It has the potential to throw off my plans.
Yeah, exactly. Although at the same time, it's kind of like giving me a like relief, because okay, this is not my fault. I've done my best.
Yeah.
I got the offer. If I prayed about it. If it will not come like on time,
Right.
then what can I do?
Yeah.
It's out of my control.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah. Easier to come to terms with, but definitely frustrating still.
yeah, definitely. And just like what you experienced before, right? With the visa, after you got your first job, you got your you're trying to stay here, working here, and you need to apply for the working visa, and you talk about that a little bit in a previous podcast. But how's that waiting period? Because you did it like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
4 times until you get it.
Yeah.
So how was that experience? What did you do?
Yeah.
How did you didn't get it the first time? What did you do differently on the second time? Was that a different experience?
Yeah. That's that's definitely a period of uncertainty. Waiting for this illustrious H1B. Some people might have a near and dear experience with that.
Yeah.
It's very different, right? Because like you said, like a total. Looking back, I went through the lottery 4 times, and the 4th time I got it. But it's all different, right? On each try. The first try was really like I had this security that my student visa alone. There's this thing called F1 OPT.
Right.
And I'm a STEM major, so I did stats. So instead of 1 year of OPT, I get 3 years. And OPT can allow you to work in the US. So I had that security that I can be here at least 3 years. The first year, I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? Yeah, I just apply. If I get it, great. I don't have to worry about this. But if not, then I have this 3 years. And then some people were even telling me, it's not that bad if you don't get the first try, because then you can stay in the US for 3 years on your OPT, and then you get another up to 6 years on your H1B, so you can maximize 9 years.
Kind of, yes, yeah.
But if you get it the first year, then you have to switch to that, and then you plus 6, that's 7 years. That's shorter. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? Good. The first year, the first time that I tried, not much anxiety. I didn't really like hinge my decisions as much on it, or didn't really anticipate it. Like, am I gonna get this or not? And I didn't get it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I just went through with my OPT STEM for 3 years. And the second year, I get a little bit of, some pressure, some anxiety, right? The wait for that was definitely more real. Like, okay, I really want to get this because after this, it's going to be the last chance, right? The third try. So I really hope that I get it, but it's not the end of the world. Like, I don't have to make any life changes yet, because I still have 1 more year.
Yeah.
So then come the third try, that was when it was really stressful, because here's the timeline, right? You apply for, or you enter the lottery in like, I think January or February, you start applying. And then you get the results in, I think the earliest, so they tell people who get it first, and the earliest maybe like April, and then May, and if you don't get it, like June, July. But the problem is my 3-year OPT, based on the student visa, is gonna end in July. So you can imagine, like, even if I were to get the results as quickly as possible, that's gonna be sometime in April. And then, well, good if I get it, right? But if I don't, I'm not gonna hear about it until like May or June.
Yes.
And then my OPT is gonna end in July. So it wasn't like me waiting for this anymore, like passively waiting. I started having to think about, what do I need to do as contingency plans,
right?
If this happens or if that happens, what can I do? What are my options? So I started looking into, number one, it's like, okay, with my own company, like, are there any plans, right? Because I've heard of people being arranged to go outside of the US for some time and still continue doing their jobs remotely. So that was one avenue I explored. We talked a little bit about that in episode 1. The second one is like going back to school, right? So the thing is, you go to masters, you get another OPT, and if you do a STEM masters, you get another 3 years, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you get 3 years in the undergrad, you do a STEM master's, you get another OPT for 3 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least at that time. I don't know if there are any changes now. But that's one option, right? Go to masters again.
Yeah.
But well, then I have to start applying, right, for the fall intake.
Well, true.
And you know, that was, and my options were definitely limited. I definitely have a lot of prep to do, to apply, take the GMAT or
GMAT,
GRE,
yeah,
those kind of stuff. So a lot of that, and then not to mention the cost, right?
True.
Okay, I have to pay for something that I didn't really plan to do, right? I have to spend a bunch of money, and you know, talk to my parents about it. I have to financially burden them again. So that's my second option. The third option is, you know, it's just the screw this option, like, yeah, whatever, US doesn't want me, I would just go back home then, right? Like back to Indonesia where I'm from. So that was the third option. And yeah, I mean, you know, started looking at opportunities back home, understanding you know, what I can possibly do and transfer my skills to, and yeah, just doing these due diligence, you know, knowing at which stage do I have to start seriously considering one of these options, like start applying to schools or start looking for jobs in Indonesia. So yeah, it's all about that, setting those up and exploring your whole set of possibilities around something that you kind of control. Yeah.
So I guess now that you've experienced all that, all those anxiety moments or waiting period, right?
Yeah.
What did you learn from it?
Yeah.
What did you learn? What did you get from it? And how those moments like shape you into who you are right now?
Yeah. I think it's a lot about the character building during the time, right? Again, like we have faith that God will guide us through, God will provide, as long as you know, the thing that we're pursuing after is going to be good for us, right? And so work is good. You know, having being productive at work is good, right? And so we have, or you know, we as Christians should have faith that God will provide that.
Yeah.
But I think so once we have that covered, then what we should really focus on during these waiting periods is really what kind of characters we want to develop. Right. What could God possibly want us to change in our mentality or in our character and how we deal with these things? What does He want us to change?
I see.
And it could be humbling you, like I said.
Yeah.
It could be strengthening your faith itself. It could be you know, focusing on the important things. So, you know, refocusing your life, reevaluating because of the waiting period. Oh, is what I'm pursuing so hard after really what's good for me? And that's kind of the few things that I got.
Yeah, actually, I really like the last one, like refocusing. That's I have experience on it.
Yeah.
So I recently like bought a house.
Yeah. This house here.
This house. This is the place that we do our podcast, and it's well, yeah. Right now, I can say that this is a blessing. Right, we can do a lot of activities here during COVID. It's been great. Hopefully not just for me and my wife, but hopefully for you and our team here as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you know, but in the process of getting this house, there's this waiting period as well, because first we look for houses around, and it's not easy to find the one that you actually like.
Right.
The housing market here in the Bay Area is crazy. So expensive.
Yeah.
And to find the one that you like with a budget within the budget that you still can afford, those
Yeah.
those are rare.
Yeah. Sounds like wedding venues.
Um,
Or is this even worse than that?
it's even worse than that. It's
Okay.
even worse than that.
Yeah.
Wedding venues is it's like a miniature
Okay.
version of
A
this.
flavor of what's to come in a
Yes,
marriage.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that what happened, and then
Yeah.
I found this house that I really like. Both
Right.
my wife and I like.
Yeah.
And yes, on top of
That
it's
you
not
both of
you.
you need to like.
both of you need
Yeah.
to like it, right?
Yeah.
And once we got this, once we found this one on the market, we visited this house, went to the open house, and we're like, okay, let's put an offer to this house. Mind you, that the market here in the Bay Area is very competitive. So if the listing price is like 500, you probably need to go on up to 600 sometimes. It depends on the area.
Yeah.
So it's that crazy. It's
Right.
the
How
seller's
do you
market.
know that? Is it just like market knowledge, or like you had a realtor help you suggest like how much you should bid?
For me, I have a church friend that also a professional realtor,
Okay.
and he suggested that.
Yeah.
It's good that you also
Yeah.
have a knowledge, like you know the market.
Yeah.
Of course, do your due diligence, do your
So,
own research
okay.
as well.
Right. So usually what you see as the listing price,
It's
it's
not
not
the
gonna
selling
be
price, yes.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good amount above that.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the Bay Area. In the
Okay,
Bay Area.
yeah.
I don't know about the other places, but
Yeah.
here that's my experience. And while I was looking for the house, before I actually found this house, I also wanted to do some investment in real estate in another state. But
Okay.
I had a problem with the lending company, so I basically didn't get the mortgage. I was not approved. Those, mind you, those are like less than 100K house, less than 100K property, and once I found this one, it's way more than that.
Right. Right.
It's way more than that, and well, because we like this house,
Yeah.
we were able to afford it somehow. Even got some help from parents as well. So we put in an offer. The offer got accepted
Okay. Okay.
miraculously. It's not the highest.
It's not the highest bid.
It's not the
and,
highest
and,
bid.
and you still got accepted.
It still got accepted. So I was like, okay,
Well,
God.
so you actually know whether your bid was the highest or not after all the bids are received, or
Well, this, I don't know if you're supposed to know that, but
Okay.
you know, realtors with
Right.
agents and agents
yeah.
can talk,
Okay.
and they,
Okay.
and yeah, I don't
They just
know.
wanted to let you know that you're not the highest bid.
Yes.
And then they graciously gave
Well,
that.
I think it's because of this. Hey, I got multiple offers.
Okay.
I accept yours.
Yeah.
Please proceed immediately.
Uh.
Otherwise, I have even
Higher
better
offers.
offer
Yeah.
that
Okay.
if you don't,
Yeah.
if you cannot pull through, then
Yeah.
I'll have someone else to take this
Yeah.
house, right?
I see. I see.
So that's the process. I was like, okay, God really wants me to. This is the house for me that God has given or provided for Nia and myself. So Nia is my wife, by the way. So
Yeah, she did this beautiful writings.
it's
Okay.
not just this beautiful way, it's the whole set.
The whole
she,
set. Yeah,
she
it's her
basically
idea.
like
okay. Anyway,
decorated.
shout out.
That's
to
a
her.
good.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a good sponsor message over there. Yeah. We like this house. We got the our offer got accepted, so we thought the process will be smooth as silk, right?
Yeah.
But in the back of our mind, still, that failure for that investment property still haunted me. I probably lack of faith or something. We were waiting. The process normally take 2 weeks, I believe. Like
This is
2 weeks.
the landing.
The landing from the
okay.
bank. From you got the offer, put all your documents, the paperwork, and submit it to to the lending officer, and then they normally process it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that, after my offer or my paperwork done, the lending officer actually gave a bad news. Like, hey, well, he mentioned it as if this is a good news, which is I got a, what do you call that? Yeah, what do you call that? Conditional. Okay.
Conditional. Okay.
Conditional approval.
Okay.
But this is not like a real approval. I was worried. Okay, what does this mean? They want to check my finances. They ask for more paperwork. Submit another paperwork. 2 weeks later, not approved yet. So I basically said to my agent, my realtor at that time, like, hey, I think this is not gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
For some reason, the owner of this house,
Yeah.
the previous owner, mentioned that I'll wait for a couple
Right.
more days. So the agent talked to the lending officers and trying to pull some strings or
Right,
something.
right.
Didn't happen,
Yeah.
and we thinking about like any other way to do this.
Yeah.
What could we do? Like borrow money from friends first or something, borrow someone else's names first or something. And it was like, it's too much hassle. So at the end, I was just like, okay, let's talk to the owners, let them know.
Right.
And miraculously, they said like, okay, I'll give you another week. And
Wow.
at the end of that week, my loan is finally approved.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just at that period of waiting, right? Waiting. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I submitted the paperwork that was needed. There were and all the bank statement, the money was there. So it was supposed to be okay, but for some reason it's not approved.
Yeah.
And I realized that, oh, I'm basically holding on to something else other than God. And yeah, like after the final time I talked to the owner, I was just like, okay, I'm done with this process.
You were
I'm
willing to
tired.
give up.
I'm willing to give up.
Yeah.
And once I just basically give up and surrender to God, God do his work, and in 3 days I got approval. I still couldn't comprehend what happened.
Yeah. I mean the owner was not thinking rationally either, right?
Yeah.
They have other bidders
Exactly.
who might be able to pull through
so much quicker.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But you know, that's
so let's reflect on that more, right? Like it seems to me like God wants you to have the house. God wants you to be able to afford the house. But then maybe your state of mind was not aligned with him yet.
Yes.
That maybe if he were to give this to you so easily, then maybe you would have, maybe focused too much on like the house itself.
Right.
And I mean, for all that's worth, I mean, you have used this house for, opening the house to people very, very willingly, providing food for people here who come, using this as a production set, right? Having all these cameras and lights. I really see that. I really see that God bless you with this house, and you are a good steward of it. You used it well for God's work,
I mean, the process really taught me like a lot, like faith, focusing, all those things that you also mentioned. It's just a really great opportunity for me to reflect and to again realign with what God wants. So that's a huge lesson for me, and I want to continue to like be a good steward and be a good disciple
Yeah.
learn more, and I know that there will be more waiting period
Yeah.
in the future,
Yeah.
definitely, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Anything that you foresee, or you like now you're waiting for, or in the near future you're gonna be waiting for or looking forward to?
uh, not really.
No, really?
No.
No. Like
Yeah, I mean,
starting.
yes, of course, of course. I'm married, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try to have a kid soon.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see when it
You'll
happens.
see. It
When
happens.
it
Okay.
happens.
Yeah.
Right. What about
Yeah.
you? You have a girlfriend, so
Yeah.
there will be another waiting period for you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it has been a waiting period for me.
It has been.
We're doing long distance. Again, I met her in during my time in Toronto because of that whole visa situation. And yeah, we're right now as a couple just waiting for certainty for us to align on where we should end up, where we should settle down. Consulting got in the process, seeing what he has to say for us. And yeah, just waiting for the time when we can be physically together and settle down. Yeah.
That's that's a really good. There will be a good experience for you guys, because doing this anxiety moment, waiting moment together, I think that's great. Hopefully, that will make you guys grow closer together.
Yeah, definitely. It will.
And
yeah.
yeah, I will. I mean, I believe the listeners will also be praying for you in your waiting period.
And yours. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, if the listeners also want to share their experiences and their waiting period, what you guys learn from you guys' like waiting period, feel free, reach out. Of course, Instagram will be the best way to communicate with us, but comment on YouTube, talk to us in all the social media platform that you guys can find us. All the descriptions are in the box below. So yeah, reach out to us. We want to know you guys better. So just let us know your story, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.